and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do have a red, oh, it just went green. Can you hear us now, Andy?
Yep, I can.
Let the record reflect that Councilmember Van Hees is also present. All right, I'm looking for approval of the meeting agenda. Simple one sheet.
I'll move to approve the meeting agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. All right, we will start with our first action item for consideration with Ms. Tanya's presentation.
So, you can go ahead. Oh, that just makes it dance. Okay. Very good. So, back in the spring, the Southwest Washington Planners Forum actually covered the topic of data centers. And so, I did not have a chance to attend that live. However, I have downloaded all the information from it. So our first point of research would be based on the information from that forum. It seemed to be fairly balanced on information on both sides of the topic, and also gave a case study out of Quincy, Washington. So that would be the first point of research that I would propose. And then, next slide. Additionally, I'd be looking at academic research, statistical research, case study research based on existing facilities in Spokane County, including looking at small and large, Washington State DOE and DOH Department of Ecology and Department of Health, specifically concerning impacts to drinking water, water availability, wastewater, noise, potential water reuse, etc., and then also getting information from Avista. Lastly, there's a couple of methods we can use to do the work plan for the data center. If I understand correctly, it was a council to planning commission work plan that was utilized for the I-502 marijuana. The alternate is to use a planning commission to city council, more like what a code amendment would be. And so if it was city council to planning commission, I would generate the research and evaluation, present that back to the city council. City council would likely hold a public hearing to extend the moratorium for 6 months, if you so choose. And then January to March of 27 would be city council review and forward the information and proposed amendment to the planning commission as needed. March to May of 27 would be planning commission recommendations and review on the zoning text amendments for anything that's generated for data centers, for or against. SEPA review and Washington State Department of Commerce agency review with an expedited review request, which is allowed for any development regulations. And then May to July would be back to City Council with decision on the zoning text amendments. If it was to start with the Planning Commission, it would be the Planning Commission that would look with me at all the research and evaluation. Likely, we'd again ask on January 12th to extend the moratorium, and it would go from January to March with Planning Commission recommendations and review, and then on to City Council from April to June of 27.
Thank you. Did you have anything else you?
That is a very brief presentation, so we just need direction on number one, if we want to move forward, obviously. Number two, which work plan option you would like to utilize.
And we're gonna have a public hearing, so you can have the public comments before you make your decision, but do you have any direct questions in relation to the presentation you just received?
So, Amanda, the main difference between the city council to planning commission to city council, what's the highlighted difference?
The highlighted difference is the city council would have extensive review on the research and evaluations and would help craft the zoning text amendments that then would go to planning commission to process.
I see.
So it'd be like the opposite of what normally happens?
Right.
And then they just review yours? the council's work. Or we can have them do it and then present to you. The decision's always in your guys' court.
Right. In your professional experience, have you worked on data center moratoriums?
I have not.
Okay,
I have dealt with one data center minimally, but no, never a moratorium.
okay. Do you think one would be more efficient than the other? Do you think that your professional opinion is there one that is more efficient to get more information out?
Efficiency wise,
Yeah,
going the
time.
planning commission to council would be more efficient. However, it is completely up to city council how much you wanna be in the weeds on the research and evaluation side.
Okay,
Their meetings are already designated for code discussions, and this would be what would occupy their fall docket, where conversely, we would have to incorporate work sessions into our council meetings.
okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
How much access would city council have to the research if it was run through planning commission?
I can provide you anything you'd like.
Monthly reports if
Yeah.
you want.
Much like what we did with the periodic update, I could include a summary on my monthly city council report, at the bottom.
Okay. Brian, did you have an item?
So, did you have anything, Andy, that you wanted to ask before we move to the next item?
Not necessarily. The planning commission has a lot on there.
So I have,
I don't wanna overload those people. But at the same time, if it expedites it going planning commission to council,
yeah,
maybe that's the best way. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
so, serendipitously, they are concluding their comprehensive planning, so this could be their main topic for the fall, if you so choose to delegate it. I have
Well, that's
asked,
better than voting them.
exactly, their big 2-year lift is coming to an end, and congratulations to everyone involved. I have asked Brian to go ahead and kind of reframe the appearance of you know,
Yeah. Appearance of fairness.
appearance of fairness doctrine, so.
Yeah, so Kelly's well versed in this. Kelly was really good on his time on the planning commission to ensure that there were disclosures of any discussions or pre-discussions, predispositions on matters. This is a legislative process, so from a pure legal standpoint, the appearance of fairness doctrine does not apply. I do think that the council just does need to be aware that there has been some discussion on this matter at the planning commission level already. With two commissioners, one stating that a hot button issue and anticipates the recommendation will be to not allow them being data centers in the city, and the other another commissioner saying, I don't see one in Millwood anyway. We would go through some disclosures on the record to ensure objectivity, but that's already out there on the record. You just need to be aware of that. It goes to the same level of what I kind of tasked the council with at the last meeting at the moratorium. You know, anytime you're taking an emergency action, it has the implications of affecting property rights and people's interests. So the same, kind of discussion with the planning commission would be had in terms of, okay, we gotta cleanse what was possibly could be perceived as a bias or lack of objectivity at the outset. And same would go for the council if you chose to go forward with it this way, if you originated it with the council. So happy to answer any questions. I don't think that there was a violation of law, but there's a risk when those kind of discussions happen at the outset, so.
I will say, yeah, thank you so much, Brian. I will say this, they did not get the benefit of all the framing that you received at the meeting. It was just kind of dumped on them at a meeting. And so I think some knee-jerk comments that people wish that they, had they thought would, I don't know, I wasn't there. But it was stuff we found out after the fact, cause it wasn't even an agenda. Had I known it was an agenda item, I sure would have been there, cause I was very interested in the topic.
And I'm confident that with legal counsel, planning and zoning, they can rectify and disclose any conflicts or bias.
Fair. Are you satisfied to move forward with our hearing?
Oh, yeah, I didn't raise that to say yes, no, or otherwise
No.
about going forward. It's just a matter that's gotta be put on the record for your decision-making process, so absolutely.
Appreciate it. Would you do us the favor of opening up the hearing?
Oh, outstanding. Yes. Well, in accordance with ordinance 559 adopted by the city council on July 14, 2026, calls for a public hearing, which has been duly noted and public notice given to take public comment and public testimony and to consider adoption of further findings of the council if necessary to address the moratorium adopted by the city council as well as the proposed work plan to carry out the work under the moratorium ordinance. So we'll open the hearing at 6:11 p.m.
6:11, thank you. I do want to tell every council member, I want to draw your attentions that we have received some public comments via the Muni Code, Civic Plus, so we have included that into your packet. Has anyone signed up for public comment, Bridget? Or anyone who could see the thing? And so if no one signed up, then we're gonna start taking raising of hands. Are there any additional public comments? Please.
LaDonna Dement, 10306 East Empire, and my husband isn't here tonight, but him and I both would be against having data centers in our small town, mainly due to the noise that I hear it can cause, and I've read a little bit about that, but, and then I just don't think it's a good thing for our water, if it's gonna, use a lot of water, which are other things that I've heard. And I did see a spot where it says, potential water reuse, but I don't know, I just think the main thing is the noise, I think, that it can cause, and our little town is very small, so we don't need anything more like that, in my opinion. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, LaDonna. Are there any other comments? Ben, please.
Hello, Ben Carlton with Inland Empire Paper Company. My comment is more of a question for council. Why is the city of Millwood interested in a moratorium at this time, and why on an emergency basis?
Yeah. So I can let Amanda speak to it. We just wrapped up to my understanding, we wrapped up our comprehensive planning, our 10-year comprehensive planning, and this was discovered as not only a hot button issue that Amanda was being invited to regional meetings for, but something we haven't addressed at all in our code.
Okay, so it hasn't been addressed in your code, and so you're just plugging a hole for the time being, and then
And we haven't.
my understanding there's a 6-month time limit. Is that correct? And then you have to re-up, and that was the purpose of your research as well. Is my understanding? Is that correct?
And we can only re-up one, so it will be a year, and then we have to have adopted code. And I do want to let you know, our city has had a historic precedence around this. Like when we saw the marijuana thing coming down the pike, we have typically wanted to get ahead of things and not wait until stuff happens and then try to constantly be responding after the fact.
Okay, yeah, that was going to be another question. I was curious if the city's been approached for a permitting for a data center at this time that you
No.
know of. Okay, thank you.
No, thank you, Ben. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I was just gonna say it wasn't a requirement for the periodic update, it wasn't on the checklist. And it became more of a topic in the region, so, and we noticed we didn't have any kind of regulation to allow or prohibit them.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Please, Kevin. I almost did the
Kevin
Kevin.
Lehinger, 3306 North Dale, and longtime resident, moved here 36 years ago to enjoy a nice peaceful community, and it has been that for the most part. I don't like the train, but that's not a subject for discussion today. But I'm predisposed to be against any massive development, as previous comments brought out. I'm old enough to be able to say, get off my lawn and stay away. And from the standpoint of protecting that community that we moved here for, that's really what I'm interested in. I think it's interesting with the data centers, knowing very little about them. I came here to learn more about how they might affect our community. But it's interesting to me because the data centers were originally developed with the idea that they would be mining crypto. And as quickly as that changed, they moved to mining information. And we don't know what happens next. And it's much better to be cautious than allow something that is going to have a tremendous impact on our community to happen quickly. And from what I'm hearing tonight, that this isn't going to happen overnight. It's something that it will be a long process, and hopefully the voters of Millwood will be able to have some say in that development beyond just our council members.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Sure.
Anyone else? Going once, going twice, hearing's over at 6:17. Perfect. Well, the next agenda item is just your discussion as a council and potential action if you so choose to take it, or you can schedule the next, to the next meeting.
So,
You.
serving lots of years on planning and zoning, my preference would be planning commission, fact-finding body, bring it to city council. I think we should get periodic updates, monthly updates. I'm curious about surrounding jurisdictions, right? It would be nice to have some symmetry. I don't think it's not a requirement, but I would be interested to see what other jurisdictions do as well. So I would have a fairly strong preference that would go to planning commission. I think we have a qualified commission, and that's historically what we've done. And so that's my recommendation. And I think that we have time. I don't think this is a rush, right? I think that national news, everything's hitting out once. I think that we have enough time to make good, rational policy like Millwood's always done, and to make it unique to Millwood. And so I think that's important too.
I agree, actually. Totally. Planning Commission has done lots of good. And with the history, just with my first year here, but attending meetings and just watching the comprehensive plan be put together, very thorough. And I think that the Planning Commission would do a really good job. And with the updates too, I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah, as long as there's transparency on the research. The planning commission can take point on the data fact finding.
Right.
I mean, Amanda, we don't even have data center defined in our code, do we?
We don't have anything on data center.
So Amanda, are you familiar does any Washington city, major city, have they actually passed a code that defines data center and has guidelines?
I don't know of any yet, but I have stayed very high level just to put together the work plan. So for some reason this didn't go forward. I didn't want to spend too many resources. Obviously locally, City of Spokane is a little bit ahead of Millwood or Spokane County. And so they may have some information, but they haven't taken action either, so.
Andy, or Councilmember Van Hees, did you have anything to add?
I just think it's a good idea to be proactive and reactive, so getting on this right now, I think is a good decision. The planning commission does do an awesome job of research and fact finding. And I would agree that we could start with them, and receive updates from them with what's going on and anything we can do to help them. I think that's the direction to go.
Thank you. You are free to have further discussion, or you can choose to take action.
Make a motion, Kelly?
Sure. I'll make a motion to propose a work plan, data center moratorium for the presentation that goes planning commission to city council as presented.
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Wonderful. Well, the next meeting will be our normal meeting on September 8th, at 6 o'clock. Open to a motion to adjourn. Return to your day.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Have a wonderful night.